Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising for the month of October 2024. Now, in previous videos at the beginning of the year, I did include some more astrology than I have been recently. And people liked it, but I was running out of time. It was a lot to do month by month, and I got very busy, which I was grateful for. But this is a time when things are quite intense and fraught. So I thought this would be a good time to reinstate the charts. So I will be doing the astrology for Cancer, followed by the tarot reading. I will timestamp it, so if you're not interested in the astrology, you can still enjoy the reading. So let's get started. Okay. Okay. So we start off the month with a bit of a bang. We have a new moon solar eclipse at 11 degrees of Libra on the 2nd of October. This is part of the eclipse season that began in September with that full moon in Pisces. Very intense, very emotional. Lots of very difficult things occurred at that time that we're still trying to navigate through. These eclipses have been very, very intense. The one last year at this time, the one in April, and now this one, we are moving through some pretty extraordinary stories, the human story, as it were. We have two planets change direction this month. The first one is Jupiter, which goes retrograde at 22 degrees of Gemini. That'll happen on the 9th. Jupiter has been in Gemini since the end of, I think it was May, and it's been sort of just going through real quick. Gemini now it is stopping its motion, its direct motion, and now moving back through Gemini. We will be reviewing the information that has been coming up for us. And for Cancer, that has been a 12th house occurrence. Now, usually the 12th house is, people are like, oh no, it's the 12th house. But Jupiter actually likes being in the 12th house. And when Jupiter is in the 12th house, it tends to be, our angels tend to be closer to us. So if you feel needed the aid, it's there for you. It's still there for you, even though Jupiter is retrograde. Retrograde planets require us to look within. Now, Cancers are generally pretty inwardly looking signs anyway, so it's not something we're not used to. So that's good news, right? But you will be hearing a lot of voices in your head, and you're not crazy. It is your guides and spirit trying to contact you. It's also a good time to keep a dream journal as Jupiter moves through this place. I myself have had some vivid dreams, and I'm a Cancer actually, and I haven't really had vivid dreams in a long time. I was thinking that I didn't dream stuff anymore, but more recently I've been having more and more dreams. So I'll write them down or record them, keep your phone by your bed. And when you get up to go to the bathroom, because everybody knows you have to get up at least once in the middle of the night. And if you come out of a dream, record it while you're still half asleep. Don't turn the light on, just record the dream and see what it means in the morning. On the 11th of October, Pluto, the other planet that changes direction, actually goes direct. It just backed up into Capricorn at the beginning of September. And now it's starting to move direct and will move out of Capricorn by the 19th or 20th of November. The last sort of period at the end of a very long sentence and very challenging sentence as Pluto has been going through Capricorn for 16 years, stressing the structures of our civilization, really. And it's time for a new way. And of course, Pluto in Aquarius is going to show us that way. So Pluto, again, is in your seventh house, even if it's just for 2.5 months, it's there. And so if there's anything around relating that you need to tidy up, this would be the time to do it. We have the new moon in your fourth house. This is a time when you can start a new project in your home. Although it would be a good idea if you finish the ones you haven't started yet. I mean, you haven't finished yet first. The eclipse is a south node eclipse, so there needs to be a release or some sort of ending before we can have the new beginning, but a new beginning is definitely possible. Mercury is also down in that fourth house. Mercury and the sun both move into your fifth house once the sun and Mercury move into Scorpio. The sun moves into Scorpio on the 22nd. We have a full moon in the sign of Aries. It's in your 10th house. It is not an eclipse. It's not close enough to the node to be an eclipse, but something comes to fruition in your career or in your public standing. And Aries generally indicates something new, something exciting, something Aries. It does take courage for you to step out with this, but you can do it. Now, the ruling planet of Aries is Mars, and Mars is now in Cancer in your first house. Mars in Cancer is a lot of movement of feelings. Of course, a lot of movement of water. There's a lot of water in this chart. October is going to be a very watery month. A lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, probably some weather and quite a bit of flooding. So be aware and take care of that. Having Mars in your first house, Mars actually likes being in the first house. So it's not as detrimental as you might think. It is in Cancer, and so you're gonna be feeling the feels even more. It's a very feeling time, and Cancers are very sensitive. So take your sensitivities into consideration as you move through this month. Get the rest that you need, hydrate as you need. Take it easy. Don't overdo, don't overwork this month. I mean, there's work to be done, and I know you're going to do your work, but try not to push yourself too hard because you will emotionally exhaust yourself. All right. I think that's all I want to say about this month. Take care of yourself, please. It's very important. You're a highly sensitive person, and there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of upsetment. There's a lot of suffering that's going on. This is the end of an age. This happens at the end of an age. There's no excuse, really. We don't have to do it this way. It seems like that's the way we're doing it. We have a choice in this. And so keep your heart and mind open, but yourself protected. Okay. Have yourself a great month, and you will see the tarot scope next. I'll see you next month. Hello, Cancers. Now we're going to be doing the tarot part of the tarot scope. And I'm going to be using the Druidcraft Tarot, one of my little bags that Ona made me to hold my cards. All right. This is a big deck, so it takes me a while to shuffle. All right. So, of course, October, as I said in the astrology portion, is a time of great, in a way, upheaval because we're in eclipse season. We do start the month with that eclipse. So, but of course, the eclipse degrees are active for, up to a year, sometimes longer, depending on the eclipse. And so the things that happen around the eclipse aren't just like one-offs, right? Plus, eclipses are always asking us to evolve. And with that North Node in Aries, we're being asked to move in a new way with that Aries energy, which you might say, well, is that war? Well, in some cases it is. We'll see that expressed, but really what it is your authentic self coming into your authenticity. All right. This feels pretty good so far. I don't think it'll take too many more of these. And of course, because you're a moon ruled sign, Cancer, these eclipses are particularly potent. You're always sort of lined up with the new moons and the full moons anyway. It really is like a focal point for Cancers because the moon changes every 2.5 days. So when things change that quickly, it's hard to focus. So those new moons and full moons really do sort of focus the energy for Cancer in a way that nothing really else does. And of course, we have Mars in Cancer, and which will eventually move into Leo, but which it likes being in. But it's also it's going to be retrograding soon, so there's that to consider as well. All right. All right, I think this feels good. I want to cut these. Okay. Decisions, big decisions. We start with the Six of Wands. This is a victory card. So you are victorious in something. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to do this without giving you too much glare. There we go. Victorious. You have your legions behind you. The leader of this contingent looks like he has a hawk or a falcon on his arm. I was just, never mind. I was just thinking of somebody with the falcons. All right. Crossing that is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is about responsibility and responsibility to the community, to the family. So as you move forward in victory, you want to keep the community, the family in your consciousness as a focus, to be inspired, right? It is a crossing card. So let's see, as this reading opens up, we can get a little more information. Underneath it all is justice. So this is a balancing of the scales. We have another bird here. This time it's an owl. Okay, justice. And as you can see, justice is not blind. Justice eyes are wide open because this is cosmic justice. This is cosmic justice, the sword of Geburah and the scales of Tiphereth, for my Kabbalah people out there. So at the bottom of this is a balancing of the scales. In the past, abuse of power, Five of Swords. Unfair practices, harsh words, words meant to harm, cruelty. In the sky, the Three of Cups, coming together with friends, congeniality. You do have to watch about, this is celebration, but you do have to watch, you don't drink too much. There's not too much conviviality. That's up in the sky, so that's available to you if you want to grab it. The Ace of Pentacles, like this, Cancer, new beginnings. So you're going to start a new project, a new opportunity. In this deck, we see the bear coming out of its den. ready to start. It's after a long sleep. Maybe you have felt like you've been in a long sleep. Maybe felt like you've been in a long nightmare, and now it's time to wake up because you have risen victorious based on justice. How it's seen from the outside. The Six of Pentacles, another card about balance. This is balancing the scales. This is if something is owed to you, this is you getting it. If you owe something, this is time to pay it. Paying your fair share. Okay. Your domestic situation, the Princess of Cups. These are messages coming. Can be messages of love, can be good news coming. Could be the birth of it, could be the news of the impending birth of a child. I don't know. We'll have to. I'm a Cancer, so I'm excited about that. Another baby in the family would be great. Love the babies. Oops, sorry, I'm like dropping stuff on here. Hopes and fears, the King of Cups. I'd say this is a hope. King of Cups is a compassionate ruler, somebody who rules from their heart, somebody who considers others. And as much as they might want to be doing something else, they put other people first because they realize that that's their duty. So you know, I imagine that could be a fear if everyone expects you to do that, put everybody else first before you. But I feel like it's just it's a hope for compassion and leadership in a compassionate way, I think. Ooh, the Three of Wands and the outcome, waiting for your ships to come in. So you've done the work. Now you're just waiting. You're waiting for things to grow. And in this card, let me just there's something about the light in here. We see new growth on these trees, but they're still kind of young and precious. So you do have to protect them. You have to stay close to them. But something is coming. Something will manifest itself in some time here. So I'm going to pick 3 cards to see if I can get a major arcana. The first is the Three of Swords, another 3. All the 3s are located in Bina. Bina is right here on the Tree of Life. Okay, the black one there. And it's connected to the Divine Feminine. It's connected to gestation. And the Three of Swords can be a heartbreak. Because something comes in and there's a stalemate, and then a third sword comes in, or there's a balance and a third sword comes in and disrupts the balance, but it frees the energy. So while there can be some sorrow, it's also about freedom. Okay. And this is all based, you remember the base card here is justice. So any losses are losses that are part of the adjustment of justice, I would say. All right. The Ace of Wands. So we have some loss, but then we have new beginnings, a new birth. 2 aces, Cancer. This is very good. This is very good. 2 aces so far. And let's see. The Two of Pentacles. So this is a balance. You're going to have to keep your balance. There's a lot of emotional things going on, but you need to pay attention and stay in balance. This is financial balance for you, Cancer, and it's also physical balance. So you do need to take care of your physical body. Now, I do want to mention, I try not to bring politics into the picture here, but I do want to note that the United States is a Cancer country. And so some of the themes that we're seeing here can actually apply to the United States as a country, as a whole. Okay, let's see what's underneath it all. We have the 8 of Cups. This is somebody walking away from something they've put a lot of energy into. This is sort of abandoned success. So somebody may be leaving. The Prince of Cups. This is, in a way, the Page's cup here, right? From your domestic situation, taking it on the road, and the Five of Cups. Yeah. There's some wins and some losses here, right? Wins and losses. But it's all in service to justice. So like everything, life is bittersweet, and I don't think this month is going to be any different. However, there is this sense of victory. There is this sense of overcoming something. Um, and then how do you step forward? How does the power of the feminine step forward in this moment? Your creative abilities, right? Your ability to sustain your spirit through this. All right. I've been doing two oracle cards this month because it is eclipse season, and the more the merrier. But they have been sort of lining up quite interestingly. So the first oracle card I'm going to pick is a Mystic Sister oracle. This is a deck by Emily Balavet, one of my favorite artists. I know I say this every time I use her deck. I just like to give her a shout out. She does such beautiful work. And it's a really good deck too. It's not just okay, let's do a nice shuffle here. It's not just a matter of the art, but the information is also good. Because sometimes the art is beautiful and the information is lacking. I noticed that in some of the decks done by oh, what's her name? She no longer does them now because she's a Jesus person. I can't think of her name. Anyway, people who have a lot of decks will probably know who I'm talking about, but her name has escaped me, so I'm not going to say it. But beautiful artwork, but sometimes it's like that's the information you're getting. Did you phone that one in, girl? Okay, let's see what we got. Aphrodite, mighty Aphrodite, goddess of love. I've gotten her 3 times. This is the 3rd time. I've done how many tarot scopes? 6, 8. So I'm on my 9th tarot. No, I'm on my 8th tarot scope. And this is the 3rd time I've gotten her. So love is definitely in the air, guys. Love is in the air. Okay, I'll hold this up and read it to you. Passion, beauty, and desire, the goddess Aphrodite, bodes well for your direct experience of love, charm, and your eye for beauty. Aphrodite enhances awareness of your personal aesthetic pleasures. She heightens a desire for love, whether it's between you and your partner, or perhaps an increase of love in your heart toward yourself and everything you delight in. To be in the right space to experience the gifts of Aphrodite, it is necessary to be fully present in the moment, and you may believe that you are truly worthy of love. Drawing this card is a call to open your heart, forgive transgressions by yourself and your loved ones, and to position yourself to give and receive love more fully. So it's about being loving to yourself. And when you're loving to yourself, actually, it's much easier to be loving to others, because usually if we're not loving to others, it means we're judging them. And we never judge anyone more harshly than we judge ourselves. So the act of forgiveness, no matter what somebody's done, is freeing yourself from the need to be victimized by them. Love, love, talk about love, love, love. All right, let's see what the tree of life. Okay. I moved where I do these, so I have a little more room, and I'm still kind of squashed here, but that's my own fault. I tend to squash myself. Love, 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 do, 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 do. The middle pillar, backbone, balance, and the middle way. It's interesting, right? Because underneath, right, like the root of this reading was about balance, right? Balance. Okay. I will read this to you. Where's the book? Okay. So on the tree of life, the middle pillar deals with the present moment, present, present moment. One of the three pillars that runs through the tree of life, the middle pillar holds space for balance between the pillars of severity and mercy. This pillar contains Kether, Tiphereth, Yesod, and Malkuth, crown, beauty, foundation, and kingdom. It brings into line severity and mercy. This is a point of balance. It is where we all aspire to be. From your crown to your feet, it's easy to imagine divine wisdom moving through you and being anchored on earth. Your full potential, inspirational ideas are waiting to be discovered now. Meditation, contemplation, free writing, whatever it takes to get you into that zone is calling. Inspiration is waiting for the equilibrium that allows it to be noticed. You're being asked to feel the power of an idea in your belly. Let it settle, let it give you its feels to allow your whole being to assess it. You could be out of kilter due to old memories. The middle pillar is stepping in to remind you that they are over and done with. You have an opportunity to manifest something you want through your direct and powerful will, fully aware of what it takes, but secure in the knowledge it will happen. This is direct connection to source, straight down your spine into your feet. This is the grounding of the light. One of the crystals that's really helpful for this energy is hematite. So if you have some hematite, Cancer, I'd say wear it. It's better to wear it lower than higher because it's so heavy. Like I have hematite earrings that I love, but by the end of the day, I feel like my earlobes are down here. So sometimes it's easier to wear it lower as like a ring or a bracelet or an anklet, but hematite is the grounding of the light. All right, so that's what I want to say. I hope this is helpful for you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I come out every morning in my garden and talk about the stars if you'd like to connect with me in that way. We also do a Mystic Sisters Live every Saturday, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. It's either on my channel, this channel here, Victoria Skirbo, or it's on Ona's channel, Ona's Tarot. And I usually put something up. So if you subscribe, you'll get notice. Also, if you want to interact with us on the live, you need to subscribe to be interactive with us. Only subscribers get to like ask questions and talk to us. But subscribing is free. So it's just a matter of clicking and doing and joining the fun. So that's what I want to say. Please be careful. We are in eclipse season. As you know, this is a very fraught time. We have this might actually be the most fraught in its way because it's the preview to here in America the election. It's like we're moving to the election. Once the election happens, then this is where effort counts, and then on the other side, that's where faith counts, because we have to have faith that we've done everything we can do. And so you need to do everything you can do this month, and then we get to move forward. But it does look like we have a victory here. So for the feminine. Take care. Namaste.